Yeah, buddy.
Hello, it is time to start the show. And I'm going to get started right after this.
What's up, Ty?
What's up? How you doing?
I'm good, buddy. It's Monday. Another day, another week, right?
Indeed.
Or is it? It's NFL Draft Week, folks.
Yes,
it's finally
is.
Here. It starts on Thursday. And yes, 100%, I'm doing it again. It's a grueling process. Ty, if you ever want to pop in, you just send me a DM. I'll send you the link. You can pop in for a little bit. Or if you want to stay the whole show, you can do that too. It's up to you, buddy. Everyone I know is pretty much going to be invited for some point in time. But yeah, it's the NFL draft. We'll finally get to see what happens. It's the end of the speculation. Well,
yes,
for that. It's never going to end anything else, like that one contract negotiation thing that's going on,
yeah.
And it's kind of hilarious, honestly. Daniel Barry, what's cracking, buddy? Everyone's subscribed to his channel. He does a bunch of shorts, sports-related shorts. And we got the resident Eagles fan, Spongy. What's up, buddy? But, and, everyone's done mock drafts. I've done, I don't know how many. Okay. I've done 12 shows. I did multiple drafts per show. Now, a lot of those weren't me drafting, though, folks. I had guests on. I had Bashar. I had Beto. I even had CG Ruthless. I had all kinds of Terror Dome. I had all kinds of people come on and draft as the 49ers GM just because I wanted to have different perspectives, And, it's like accuracy. Who knows? We'll just have to find out. Last year, I actually drafted Mustafa and Pooney.
Not bad.
So the year before that, it was D Winters. That was the only guy I got right. So this year, I got to up the ante. I got to get 3 of these 11 right.
Whoa. Thinking big.
No pressure.
No,
right?
Not at all. No pressure at all. Piece of cake.
But and I've pretty much stuck with players that kind of fit the mold of what we're looking for. That's pretty much all you got. You can't say, ooh, like I've seen a lot of guys that I'm not going to name names. I don't do that. They'll do a mock draft and they'll pick 11 different players every time. And it's like, okay, you're setting yourself up to say you were right once, but how many times?
Yeah, exactly. Wrong? That's exactly what they were doing. Yeah.
So when it comes to me, I generally stuck to the same group. I found some guys I like that fit the 49ers, and we'll just see what happens. We'll see if the Niners think the same way. We'll find out. Yeah. As for what happens at 11, who knows? We'll probably take a second round talent.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
Sounds about right.
I'm kidding. It's like no one knows what the 49ers draft board looks like, but the people that are actually working there. Okay? Exactly. And it's just all about what do you think about these rumors about medicals? In my opinion, and I'm not the only one saying this because shout out to Steph Sanchez. She said it too earlier that, did NFL teams start these rumors so a guy will fall? There's a potential of that actually happening. Yes.
Yeah.
And it's like Derek Harmon, that questionable medicals, but no one can find anything why.
Yeah. Yeah. What are the medicals that are suddenly in question? That's the big thing.
Now, a hangnail is not a reason to not draft a guy.
No.
Okay. But, and I'm sure the 49ers do their due diligence on this. Like last year in free agency, we started to get away from injured players, right?
Yep.
We did. We got away from injured players. And then, all these guys are mocking like, oh, Josh Simmons. Okay. He has a knee injury. I highly doubt the 49ers are going to draft him in 11. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
They're also mocking Will Johnson, turf toe, folks, turf toe. Like sometimes it goes away, sometimes it don't.
Yeah. It'll linger forever.
Another highly unlikely to happen, A lot of people are not liking on Kelvin Banks, and I don't get that. Okay. Because the guy has proven that he's gone up against really good competition and beat him. He's proven he can do it. So, all that being said, I don't understand why y'all are hating on him. It's like I actually read a story, and I don't know who read it, who wrote it, but they were talking about the Niners could kill two birds with one pick here. And it's like, get Aaron Banks replacement and Trent Williams successor. But that's only if he falls to us.
Yeah.
What would be hilarious is if he picked Aaron Banks' number. And, it's just.
Yeah.
All kinds of people are like, huh? I thought he signed somewhere else. I'm just. Yes, Spongy. I just don't. Bad taste in our mouth from this guy named Javon Kinlaw, who actually did pretty good with the Jets and signed a decent contract this offseason, but it took him some years and some surgeries to get right. And the 49ers paid for that. So I highly doubt that they're going to take a guy that has a current injury. It's like.
Yeah, especially they need impact right away. I don't think they'll, since they need impact right away, taking a guy that's going to have to sit and wait because of injury, I don't think that's in the game plan.
That's obviously not because of the mass exodus. But then again, look at who they drafted last year, so they were getting ready for it, right?
Mm-hmm. True.
Bryant Culp in the building. What's up, buddy?
BC, what up, buddy?
We are not taking a kicker at 11 overall, Bryant. Or at least I highly doubt it. There's always a chance, right?
Punter.
But, it's a draft day is always interesting. And of course, I'll be covering all 3 days. Like I said, all my friends are going to be invited. Whoever wants to come, just send me a message. Send you a link. Day one is probably going to be me and Levi. I think everyone else is working. Maybe Kenny. I forgot. I can't forget about Kenny.
Yeah.
But no, Kenny's actually going to be on Power 32 on day one. My bad.
Ooh. Look at him. Important man. Take me down some right. You're going to be back from all jersey sales. Yeah. That dude's a cancer.
There's now that's the thing is he is I've been told by many people that he is locker room cancer. Wasn't earlier in his career, but at this point in time, something's happened.
Yeah.
And I think there's a reason he's sitting as a free agent right now, and no team has thrown money at him. It's like there's reports going, oh, he'll take the year off. What? He is? He's going to take the year off? I mean, he's still getting paid by the Jets because they cut him, right?
Yeah. Yep.
So he's still getting paid that money. So you'd figure he'd want to take a discount. But I also read a report where he wants like $50 million guaranteed or $60 million guaranteed.
Yeah, that's another team's problem. Some other team, if they go that route, I can't see us going that route at all.
I just don't. I mean, it's like the Steelers. He's been rumored there a lot, right?
Yeah.
So if Aaron Rodgers is still the guy, why don't they sign him? Like
Yeah,
I've been saying that. I've been
ahead.
saying the number one reason we don't is because the California ain't big enough for the egos of Kyle Shanahan and Aaron Rodgers.
That's true.
Like,
but we have a young ascending quarterback that we believe in. Like, let's not forget about that, rather than an aging quarterback who last year was mediocre at best. And remember, didn't play the year prior because he had a major injury. So why would we go there?
That's true. And there's this opinion that once you sign a quarterback, you're done closing your window. You can't. Okay. Do you want to tell the Eagles and the Chiefs that?
Mm-hmm.
Like the Bills, they're still a good team. They're paying Josh Allen. Like, teams are doing it.
Yeah.
So that narrative is gone. See ya. Shout out to Puka Nacua, but he's a Ram. So what do you expect, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of funny. Like a guy actually did. I'll shout him out. Why not? David Lombardi. He did let out a video today, refuting what Puka Nacua said. The thumbnail is kind of hilarious because it's like Puka Nacua must have ate a bug or something. He had that look on his face. I was laughing, but yeah, it's not going to close our Super Bowl window.
No.
There's the salary cap goes up. The Niners obviously planned on this. So, we'll just have to see what happes.
It's the reason why we have so much cap space and everything.
I can't answer this question, Bryant. We really can't answer that question. The market is, I believe, 50 to 55 because Josh Allen's at the top end of the market there, right?
Yeah.
Wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
So it's probably somewhere in that range.
Yeah. And that was set last year. That's what it's been since last year. That's the going rate.
I was actually just talking smack, but I was saying he'll make somewhere $60, $70 million. A lot last offseason. I was just talking smack, though. I wasn't being serious, But yeah, that's literally the market for a quarterback. And, he's in his third season. He's only actually started 2 full seasons.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So
he is our current record holder for passing yards in a season, and that's saying a lot with guys like Joe Montana, Steve Young, Jeff Garcia, John Brody, Y.A. Tittle, who played in different times and different eras, but that's a good list of quarterbacks.
Still says there a lot.
To be on top of, Oh, Bryant. Yes, that they have they're going back and forth right now. Like the Niners made him an offer and he said, and then they're making a counter offer. This is just how it starts, right?
It's a negotiation.
That's exactly it.
There's back and forth. Hey, we'll offer you this. Nah, I don't want that. I want this. Blah, blah, blah. It's negotiation. That's how it goes. Sam Darnold got 30. Russell Wilson.
And to dust. Hey, Kenny. What's cracking,
What's up, Kenny? Just mentioned his name.
That's right. We were just talking about the draft days, and day 3 is brutal, buddy.
That's the longest day.
Well, it is a brutal, 7 hours.
Mm-hmm. Let's talk about this. The draft is Thursday. What time does it start?
So I'm reading it starts at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I got this off NFL.com, though.
All right.
So I'd imagine that's
pretty sure that's right because they cover it too, and it's NFL.com. They would know best.
And I'm actually reading that those guys are actually starting their coverage an hour early so they can.
Oh yeah, they like to talk it
talk
up.
their speculation for the last
Yeah,
hour,
exactly. And
last hour of the year, I guess.
and it's ratings for them. They get extra ratings from it.
That's right.
So it makes sense for them to do that. But okay, so if it starts at 8, and we know the 49ers have pick 11. So if it's at 8 Eastern, pick 11 should come about what? Say about 9 p.m., 9:30, maybe. Hopefully.
Oh, hopefully. I mean, you never. Hopefully, the teams just make up their mind and they get it over with. But that never happens, right?
It drags
when
on.
You get a trade and
much.
the clock restarts. That's like all kinds of stuff happens day one. But
yeah.
Wow. Now this is dedication. This is dedication right here.
What was that? Yeah, that's hardcore right there.
But and then my daughter's like coming to my mom's house on day 3, so it's like I might have to like leave, let those guys handle it, leave it live on my channel without me being there, which is kind of weird, but I'll do it. Go see her for a while and then come back before it ends.
Yep.
We'll just see what happens.
But even though on day 1, even though the Niners pick early, so you might stick around for an hour and a half, maybe 2, because they're so darn slow. Their pick should be in. But with so much speculation of, well, will they trade back up into the first round like they've done, 2 times before? I believe it's 2 times before they've done it. Like, it makes you want to stick around for the whole first round. So day 1 gets to be long too. Like, it could be a long night if you stick around for the whole thing.
It could be. I mean, day two, it's Friday night, so it's not like I got to work early in the morning. That's the thing with day 1. I got to work early in the morning. I kind of wish those guys would start an hour sooner than they did, but they choose when their start time, Whoa, Spongy, dude, you're only like, somewhere in your teens, bro. You can't have bad knees already.
Too young for that.
I'm 48. Only bad thing I got's I took a chunk out of my finger today. Does that count?
Fun times.
Okay, I do have an ankle I blew out that occasionally aches, but that's pretty much it.
That's good.
So I was taught how to lift when I was a kid, Ty.
There you go.
By an old guy. He told me, do not ever lift with your back.
Nope. And
I've followed what he said, because it's like I've seen guys with bad backs and had uncles that had issues that way, and it's like I don't want to have to deal with that.
You don't want those issues. No way.
So, but so what position group do you think the Niners go for at 11? We've already discussed this once.
Yeah. I'm gonna take the easy route and go defensive line. Well, it's not the easy route. Well, kind of is. It just makes sense. Like, we're thin there. We're thin. Like, of all the position groups on the team, that's the one that needs bodies the most. So I'd say go there. Yeah.
Really is. And there's a 50% success rate already on that pick, because that's you remember we went over that.
Yeah.
The first pick in the draft, the Niners drafted defensive linemen 50% of the time. So that's actually fantastic odds, when it comes down to it, right?
Very good odds.
Oh my goodness, Spongy.
What do you say?
I am not high on this guy. Solomon Thomas vibes. Great athlete, but hasn't been able to put it together in college. How's he going to put it together in the pros?
Not a good sign.
Oh,
just saying.
Trade that ginger. What, Kittle? I don't think we've extended Kittle yet. That'll happen.
That has not happened yet. But it's still early. He'll get his done.
Yep. So now CMC, he I think due to what happened last year, I would imagine he has redone his offseason program.
Yeah, like dude, just scale it back. You don't got to go so hard.
Yeah, just keep yourself in shape. You know, you don't got to be able to lift a 3,000-pound bull up and run 100 yards with them.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like they're players that go too hard. Like remember JJ Watt played for the Houston Texans, and he used to show all those off-season videos of him flipping the big tractor tires and swinging the sledgehammer and all that stuff. And then all of a sudden he has back issues. He's got lower leg issues. It's like, dude, you can't keep doing that stuff. You got to stop. You got to train smarter. Right?
That's exactly it.
So that's what he needs to do. Just start training smarter. You don't got to go crazy with it. Take care of your body, especially as you get older.
That's right. That's right. Well, I'm not 21 anymore. Neither CMC.
Exactly.
So, he also, he did get a lot of mileage put on him that season, but the previous, 2023, but that was kind of self-inflicted because Kyle would let him take himself off the field.
Yeah.
So it's almost like, Kyle, you need to step in and say, you're coming off the field.
Yeah, Kyle didn't
have other running backs. You're not the only guy on the roster, buddy.
Yeah.
Well, hey, you never know. This next year, we got a second-year guy in Garendo.
Mm-hmm.
Wide receiver turned running back.
Yep.
Which, 4.3 speed at 6'2", 225 pounds. That's like
not bad.
Yeah, that's rare. That's rare.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
So you'd be crazy if you don't do something. Have him in there for some plays.
Yeah, you got to utilize your talent, and Kyle talks a good game about we got to protect Christian and all this stuff, but dude, actually do it. That's what we got to get to. We got to get to the point where he actually does it.
Now, Kenny's really high on Georgia linebacker / edge Jalen Walker.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of reminds me of, he's like a Micah Parsons type, and or Kelvin Banks. So he's high on both those guys.
Yeah. If I've seen Jalen Walker, I've been watching tape and I've seen his play, and I agree with you. He reminds me of Micah Parsons from the Cowboys. And shit. Hold on. Sorry about that. Whoa, you there?
Yep.
Sorry. Darn phone rang, and I'm using my phone. He reminds me of him. I'm just if he's drafted, I think you got to use him just primarily as a pass rusher. Don't have him off the ball trying to cover guys like the Cowboys did with Parsons, because I think that takes away from what he can do the best, and that's rush the passer. Just get after it.
That's exactly it.
See him just getting after it. Like, don't try to be, he could play a Dre Greenlaw role and rush the passer. No. Just have him out there rushing the passer. That's it.
You see, and I don't know if the Niners are going to take a guy that's kind of a, he'd be like a pass rush specialist, more or less, at 11. I don't know if the Niners do that, but I mean, we'll see what happens. Robert Saleh is the DC, and we all know Shanahan will trust him, so maybe he'll change things up a little bit. Papa J, what's cracking, buddy?
What's up, buddy?
Got CG in the house. He's talking about David Walker from, I think it's Central Arkansas. I could be wrong. But he's actually a guy the Niners have had a meeting or two with. And I like him. I like him. Not the biggest guy in the draft. Height and weight, he's actually pretty solid with his weight. He's not the tallest guy in the draft, but he's got that motor.
That's what we need. That's what we like.
So, ooh. Honestly, you see, CG, this is what I was saying. So if you look back at all our drafts since Lynch and Shanahan has, joined us, 50% of the time, the first pick in the draft is a defensive lineman. And this is including those drafts we didn't have a first rounder. It was the first pick in the draft. So 50% of the time, it's a defensive lineman. So it's actually a really safe bet.
Yeah. It's the history of it. They always believed in building from the defensive line front, controlling the line of scrimmage, doing all that good stuff. They need to retool it, so they pretty much will go there again.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's like Walter Nolan, apparently he has character concerns, I guess. Or that is a rumor that has started, By who? I still don't know. I've actually tried to find it. Like, who actually started this rumor.
Right.
And it's like, I've talked about this before. Could it be an NFL team trying to get him to drop down into the 20s so they can go, yeah, buddy? I'll tell you what, it could be,
Teams have done that in the past. Badmouth a guy, it ruins his stock. All of a sudden he drops.
Same thing with Derek Herman. Oh, he's got an injury concern. Okay, what's the injury concern? There's no report on any sort of injury. So it's like,
I know where
Niners
that
actually from. The Niners went to Eugene, Oregon to the Ducks Pro Day in force. We both know that though.
Yeah.
And a lot of folks are speculating they went there to look at Derek Harmon. Well, guess what? There's more prospects coming out in the draft from the Ducks than just him.
Yep.
You have their offensive linemen.
There always are, yeah.
You got you got a couple actually interior defensive linemen. You got a running back that I actually like their running back, like late in the draft. He's a touchdown machine. That's why I'm saying.
Okay.
Like Jordan James, I think. But yeah, 15 touchdowns last year.
That's a lot. I like that.
I was looking at we have red zone problems, right? Or had. Hopefully that goes away.
Yeah.
CG, seriously, no, I don't. I think they learned a lesson from Solomon Thomas. I don't think they're going to draft Shamar Stewart. But and Kenny's talking about Walter Nolan. I don't know.
Practice seriously.
I don't know.
Interesting. Who knows?
Well, it's like the Niners. It's up to them to do their due diligence on a player, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like Reuben Foster, that was a valuable lesson. Painful first round pick. Player we more than likely could have used, but then again, Fred Warner came along. So did Dre Greenlaw, right?
Yeah.
So, at this point in time, Ty, beyond the first round, who do you like in the second or third? Like what position group do you think the Niners will actually chase?
Going into the second, third round? To be honest with you, I can see them doubling up on defensive line in the second round. And then going maybe after a linebacker or offensive lineman in the third.
Could do both because we got 2 third rounders.
Yeah. So it could be a little of both there. Excuse me. I could see them doing that. It really is intriguing to going to see like just how they draft though. Are they going to take like a position of need, which we like need right now, or are they going to draft like potential replacements? You know what I mean? Like Trent Williams ain't getting any younger. Are they going to take his potential replacement in this draft? Who else? Like a CMC. A CMC ain't getting any younger. Is a potential solid running back replacement out there, right?
I like what Steve-O says here. Look up our opponents and tell me how many teams have a solid RB. Nobody will pass on us. DT is the choice. That's what I'm hoping for too, because look at what the Eagles did with an interior pass rush. Damien, what's up, buddy? Well, here we go, Kenny. Busy typing. Trench work the whole draft. Now, I don't know. There was a couple like mock drafts where I literally drafted 5 defensive linemen. That might be overkill,
No,
but it's like,
if you look at it, we need heavy defensive linemen. We need a heavy rotation. So it's like, it's not too far fetched.
It's really not. And then we got CG saying a reach on Kenneth Grant. I actually like Kenneth Grant. You got Mason Graham too, but Kenneth Grant made Mason Graham look good. So it's like, I would take the guy that made that other guy look good over that guy. That's just me. I'm big into guys that do dirty work.
Yeah.
And Kenny Grant's a second rounder. Hey, remember Kenny? We had. I don't want to be starting a debate here, because I think I remember some debate happened last year. Something about reach.
Those numbers.
I remember that.
I was drafting about numbers.
But I don't think there is reaching. Is there? Well, something we started doing. This is shout out to Steve for even giving me the idea. But oh man, I forget. Kenny, you're gonna have to send me that. Stick to the model. But I'll do that next time. Where's my mock draft simulator? Great. It's all messed up, buddy.
Took away your simulator?
Well, I'm just trying to find it. Like I didn't last episode. I tried a new simulator. Kenny said, "Try this." There it is. Yeah, Kenny was like, "Try this," and I said, "Okay." And I've done enough different mock draft simulators. I was able to navigate it and everything. It's you just got to look for what you're looking for and try. So it did make like scrolling up and down kind of tricky. You had to find the exact same right place.
Gotcha.
Beyond that, and we're actually going to do all 32 teams at warp speed. We're doing a CPU mock draft.
Alrighty.
We ain't picking anybody. So let's see how much I haven't shared the screen. Let me do that. But it's like, let's see how much things have changed, because we did this a few times the last couple weeks. So here we are. Travis Hunter's number 1, Ashton Genty, Abdul Carter, Mason Graham. There's your top 4. It pretty much has been the same top 4, right? I should say draft complete, because I did. What the heck?
The warp speed.
Oh, what's going on? Let's go back. Reset draft. It's like it knows I cheated on it, so it's like select all teams. Yes. Oh, that's the problem. Select all teams. No. That's what happened. I clicked yes. We're not selecting any teams. Now it'll do it. See? Just like that. Bam. It's done. That's like
so
lightning's fast, ain't it?
Yeah. Yep.
Oh. So it has us drafting Josh Simmons, Tyler Booker, like straight up offensive line, a running back in the 3rd round. Come on, mock drafts, Buzz. Come on. You could do better than that. I actually like the Zia Alexander pick in the 3rd. That's actually pretty good. Ty Horton in the 4th. Ooh, there we go. Peebles, Virginia Tech defensive lineman. He's pretty solid.
About him.
Jake Majors, a center. They're having us drafting a whole offensive line.
There you go. Check that out.
Malachi Moore. That's a solid safety in the 5th round. And then Cam Jackson, another defensive tackle. Ooh, my tight end from the Utes. And Teddy Buchanan. You know what I'm gonna do? We're gonna mess with something.
Okay.
We're just having us some
mess
fun.
away. Yeah.
We're just having us some fun. Warp speed. Let's turn the random factor up.
Alrighty.
And again, make sure I got no team selected. That's right. So random factor up. Honestly, don't think this is accurate because, the last one was accurate because it had us drafting the freaking Josh Simmons. Wow. Okay. So Marcus Mbao, the offensive tackle from Purdue.
Okay,
I'm going to have to look at who the top 10 guys were there.
Fanning
But
Jr.
Chris Paul Jr. in the 3rd, the linebacker. Okay. Mello Dotson. I like that pick, though. I've drafted both those guys, I believe. Savion Williams, the wide receiver from TCU. Jackson Slater, Sacramento State. I've drafted him. Trevor Etienne, the brother of the Etienne currently in Jacksonville. Look, a place kicker in the 5th round, Andrew Borgales.
There you go.
Offensive tackle John Williams from Cincinnati. Phil Mafia, well, I say that because he's got the purple shirt on, but Maffa, running back from Clemson. So 2 running backs and a safety, Dante Trader Jr. No defensive lineman. No defensive lineman. Okay.
Man.
Look at this. James Pierce. 2 defensive linemen, 2 defensive ends, 3 defensive linemen. That's funny. Man, these guys had a better draft than us. I'm just kidding. We don't know that. We don't know who actually is going to have a better draft, right?
No.
Because you won't know for a couple years. It's not just a year thing. It's a couple years. Reset draft. Let's turn the random factor down to 1. I mean,
cranking it way down. Okay.
I forget to ask before I get too deep into this. The warp speed. Do you have to be somewhere?
No.
I mean, I'm not going to keep you too late, just in case we go a little over 7, is what I'm saying.
Okay. I'm with you.
Here we go. We're at random factor number 1. All right. And wow. Armand Membao.
Oh, he fell to us. Check that out.
Nick Emenwari. That's a good safety.
Yeah.
Kirsten Swishinger. That's a decent linebacker. Kobe Parrish, He's pretty good. Ooh, Anthony Belton, NC State. That guy is underrated.
Yeah.
Look, there's Kyle Williams. Just don't take number 10. You'll be all right, buddy.
Yeah, Mac Jones has that number secured, so
Yeah,
we'll be
yeah.
all right.
I don't think there's a chance, right?
Yeah.
And QB Riley Leonard from Notre Dame, huh? Then we got his tight end Mitchell Evans.
Okay.
Donovan Edwards, the running back from Michigan, huh? Hayden Connor, the guard from Texas, and Zeke Biggers, defensive tackle. At least we took one defensive lineman. Right?
Yeah.
At least we took one. It's funny. You know, one of these mock drafts, I was they wouldn't let you just do a CPU draft, right? So I had to pick a team. So I made sure I picked the team that had the last pick in the draft. Guess who that is?
That's the stupid team that won it, the Eagles.
It's actually the Kansas City Chiefs.
Oh, really? Huh.
Mm-hmm. You'd think it'd be the Eagles, but it's the Chiefs.
Okay.
So, I'm turning the factor up to 4. We're going from all the way down to all the way up. And so I picked them, and the draft site we were using actually gives you grades. So my goal was to get an F.
Mm-hmm.
And I picked a freaking long snapper with the 31st pick in the draft, and it gave me a D. Then I kept like, I was really trying, and then like Levi's like, dude, go to quarterback, go way down the list. I was like, all right, and I did it, and it gave me an F for that. So
okay,
I had to get some effort to get an F.
You have to work for it.
That's right. I was like, really? Look, Will Campbell. This is with it turned all the way up to 4. Will Campbell, Jackson Dart.
Wow.
Mikael Williams, Ted McMillan, Jaden Barron. Amon Membu goes to the freaking Raiders. Cam Ward to the Jets. Travis Hunter to the Panthers. Abdul Carter falls all the way to the Saints. Has us taking Shamar Stewart. Wow, I'm just cutting my toe off. Mason Graham to the Cowboys. No. Well, let's look at who they actually drafted for us here. We already know about Shamar Stewart. Ooh, I like the second round pick better than the first. The Boston College defensive end edge. Oh, Toddy, still with me?
I'm with you. I'm here.
Oh, okay. You just got quiet. But yeah, here's the Boston College defensive end / edge. 16 and a half sacks, 80 tackles.
Oh, wow.
This guy puts in some work.
He was productive, yeah.
So when it comes down to it, I would love to have this guy. 4.62 42, so you know he's going to be able to chase people downfield.
Yep. He's got
now,
speed.
Shamar Stewart, 1.5 sacks, 31 tackles. Bigger than the other guy. He's got 19 pounds and I think 3 inches. A little faster than that guy. Measurables are all there. It's just the one problem. Tackling 51%.
Oui.
Yeah. I mean, for being ranked as high as he is, to only give him a 73 on the pass rush. I mean, and the fact that he had 1.5 sacks.
Yeah.
You know. Now, I heard someone tell me, look at how many hurries he has. Are you the same guy that was telling me that Bosa ain't doing anything? Because he gets a lot of hurries too.
Yep.
Bosa like everyone that's not happy with Bosa right now would absolutely hate this guy. Anyway, so we took a wide receiver. I'm not trying that is a fancy name. Ayumanor. Ayumanor? It's like
Oh my
it
God.
almost sounds like a question being asked really fast. We took Dorian Strong, the cornerback, Kobe King, the linebacker, Anthony Belton again. I'm telling you, that guy's a sleeper.
Okay.
Ozzy Tripolo. Oh no, that guy gives me he kind of gives me Mike McGlinchey vibes. That's what I've been telling people.
Alrighty.
And Mike McGlinchey ain't necessarily a terrible offensive lineman. I'm not saying that.
Nope.
But 6'8", 316, so he's got like 16 pounds on McGlinchey right there, right? Ooh, he's got gator-like arms, but a gator still gets its prey.
Sure does.
A punter in the 7th round, Jeremy Crawshaw, Phil Mafia, and Hayden Connor. No interior defensive lineman at all. That's insane.
What's up with that?
I don't know.
Do they not know our needs? Jeez.
I don't think they do. So I'm going to try what is it? It's Stick to, not sponsored YouTube, the model. This is a draft site that won't come up if you actually type in, draft simulator.
Gotcha.
It will not come up. Oh, I'm putting it on screen. But yeah, it will not come up if you just Google search mock draft simulator.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, folks.
You got to go to it
like
directly.
I said, not advertised YouTube. You got to literally type sticktothemodel.com. One word, stick to the model. But this is the site that we were actually using, for this last Saturday for a draft. And it's tricky. Like, how do you scroll down? Look, see, how do you scroll down, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have to hit the exact right spot.
Ah, yeah. It's got one of those weird scroll bars.
You see, I'm human, so I'm adaptable. I adapt.
Uh-huh. You figure it out.
That's right. So we're just going to start draft. Me and Ty's going to do draft real fast. And look, you see how it's totally different format, but it still works.
Mm-hmm.
And look at this. Jalen Walker, Ted McMillan, Will Campbell. There goes Membo. Membo off the board. There's Kelvin Banks is still on the board. But yeah, let's look at the first 10 picks before we draft here. So as you can see, there's Membo right before we picked. There's Will Campbell, right? Ashton Genty, Mason Graham to the Jags for the 100 millionth time. Abdul Carter to the Patriots. Shador Sanders to the Jets.
Oh, wow.
This could be kind of a realistic top 5, honestly.
Oh, yeah. You can see that happening.
It is. Jalen Walker going number 7 right there, though. Why does it have the Ravens? The Ravens traded all the way up to 7 to get Jalen Walker. Levi, you in the chat? That's interesting.
Yeah.
That's one of those crazy draft day things that could happen.
It could.
So here we are. Defensive lineman. There's Kenneth Grant, Derek Harmon. It says we have 2 trades. Let's explore that. Really? Shall we?
Who they got there?
Okay. So Houston is offering us, they're not fantastic offers. But number 25, 79, and 89 for number 11.
Wow.
Washington is offering us 29, 61, and 128.
Don't give Adam Peters nothing.
I'm with you there. Right?
Yeah.
I'm so with you there. Well, what do you think of the Houston trade, though? Should we take that? It's...
Yeah, more draft capital. Take it and sim. See what we get.
Kelvin Banks is on the board right here. So it's kind of here, we can come back to this. Yes, yeah. Kelvin Banks is on the board right here.
Yeah, we haven't traded back one time, though. So let's see what this one would yield if we traded it back.
Okay.
You know?
We're going to accept that trade offer from the Texans.
Yeah.
And you have to restart it.
Okay.
Shelby Gore, Michael Williams, Derek Harmon. Ooh, there's Nick Mori.
Yep.
There's Josh Simmons.
There.
Malachi Starks. There's Walter Nolan.
Uh-huh. So you still got a bunch of value there.
We do. Let's look. Mike Green just got took by the Falcons.
Uh-huh.
Cruise on up a little bit. Who took Kenneth Grant? The Denver Broncos took Kenneth Grant at 13.
Mm-hmm.
You bastards. That's the guy I was hoping was there. It says 4 trade offers. 47 future, 48, 51, 38 future. No, I'm not interested in any of that, honestly.
No.
And a future. I like how it says and a future. So what's the future?
Exactly.
What does the future hold? Can you guys tell me that? So I'm honestly thinking Walter Nolan here.
Yeah.
You know, out of all the players that are available, let's look at edge real fast. Oh, there's Donovan. I mean, what can you do? But yes, I'm honestly thinking interior guy, Walter Nolan. There you go. You got drafted. Now we're not on the clock until number 43. And I'm seeing some guys I like go off the board here. There's Donovan Jackson, which I saw some tape. He got Abdul Carter, beat him up pretty good in the game. Let's look at offensive tackles. Who's still here? Ooh, it's getting thin. Look at that.
Of course it is. It's probably a run on them at some point.
There definitely was. Yeah, interior, there's Donovan Jackson. This Jonah. Now, how do you say that last name?
Oh, Savalies or something like that. I don't know.
Savanea?
Yeah, let's go with that.
Savanea? So he's actually a tackle. I don't know why these guys are 6'4", 324. These guys are calling him a guard. Arm length 33.9, so that's pretty much 34 inches.
Yep.
He's an offensive tackle, right? So I'm kind of offended that they would, do that, but let's go back to all. Benjamin Morrison. Who do we got here? Landon Jackson. You thinking D-line here? Or are you thinking, tight end? There's Mason Taylor right there.
Yep. But I'm thinking D-line or O-line again. Like tight end we could wait on.
Landon Jackson. Now look at that RAS score, 9.8. Length, first step quickness, motor, pursuit effort, edge stability, edge setting ability, developing pass rush, which our coach can help with that, physical tools, position versatility. Actually like that. It's that or Jonah Savannah, we'll say. These guys got, I was going to say, look, there's Mbow on the board right there. 6'4", does it have his arms? It does not. It says 32. So you're going to be a guard because you're about 1.25 inches shy there, bud. Oh, I'm literally trolling when I say that.
Yeah, I know. It's that stupid arm length thing.
It is. It is
Yeah.
dumb. But I mean, obviously, at this point, it's like, would the guy start? The only player that might start is one of these guys. So Jack Sawyer or Landon Jackson. Jack Sawyer is a pretty good player, although he did not test on the RAS score. I'm going to take Landon Jackson here.
There you go. Take him.
And then, the draft just goes and goes, and we'll actually get another pick here in just a second. Come on, we made that trade. Where's it at? Watch it, guys. There goes Scatterbill. Oh, there goes Deion Walker. Ooh. There's a couple of intriguing players on the board here. You got Isaiah Bond.
Isaiah Bond, I've heard about him.
No, I'm sure you noticed the way I said that.
Yeah.
I think we picked up draft picks. We don't need any more. Demetrius Knight, the linebacker. That's hard to pass up on. Oh, there's Anthony Belton. I wonder if he'll last till our next pick. Our picks. Let's look at our picks.
Yeah.
See when our next pick is. Ooh, our next pick is in 4 picks. So, yes, he will last. He will be there in 4 picks. So, I'm thinking linebacker, Demetrius Knight.
We'll take him. It's a need. We could use him.
Yep.
Take him.
Wide receiver, Harold Fanning Jr., the tight end. Garoppolo, offensive tackle. I'm actually going to take. Now I might get hit. I might get graded bad for this, which I'll show you that in a second. But I'm taking Anthony Belton right here.
Okay.
Just because it's one of those things. It gave me an A. It gave me an A. I drafted him like 19 early. Woo! It gave me a C for Demetrius Knight and a C for Walter Nolan. Getting a B- overall. That's still passing.
Yes, it is.
So right now we are at pick 100. No, we're at pick 89. Dang, we're going to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guys in the top 100. That's not bad.
Nope.
Tight end. Gadsden's way down there at 181. I like Gadsden from Syracuse. If you haven't watched tape, please do.
Nah.
Miles Frazier. These guys can wait. So we took a defensive lineman already. Who we got here? Ty Robinson, CJ West. Elijah Roberts is way down there at 145. All right. Edge, huh? 6'4", 255.
Not bad.
Arms, 34 and a half. 4/8 in the 40. I mean, that's first step quickness, edge setting ability, motor, pursuit effort. That's big. Developing hand technique, run defense discipline. This is a strength. Physical traits, competitive toughness. I don't know how many sacks you got last year, though. That's what this ain't telling me. This guy's kind of big. RAS score 2, though. But right now we're on all. And the first 2 guys are edges. That's kind of interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
So defensive line, edge, linebacker, offensive tackle. And We're gonna get a guy here later. Well, let's take us this Braden Swinson from LSU. He played against good competition. So, on top of that, but beyond our top 3 guys, we don't know.
Right. Don't know a lot about these guys. Did Paul Jr. just go? Is that what that's saying? Did I lose you?
Paul Jr. is right here.
Oh, yeah. Oh, he's available. Okay.
We took Demetrius Knight. So as you pick a position, it highlights the positions you haven't picked, and
Gotcha.
kind of they're still
Yeah,
on the
that's
board
why
for you to pick.
Yeah, that's why I saw it was kind of like grayed out, and I'm like, wait a minute, is he gone? What does that mean? Okay, I get it now.
And Gadsden's still way down there. We don't need to take that.
No.
I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't mind taking another linebacker just because, but man, at this point, we took a couple edges. What about safety? Ooh. I think I drafted him last time, and it gave me an A. Look, Mama, I got an A. We're at number 100. What corners are available? Though there's Zay Frazier, Zaya Alexander. Inside offensive line. Dylan Fairchild right there, Georgia. He's solid. All right. So we're going to take, I don't know what I'm going to take. Wide receiver.
Take receiver.
There's the man with the plan. We got Kyle Williams. Look.
I see that.
6'4", 222, 4'4", 840. That's a big wide receiver.
Yes, it is.
And he's not slow. So the bigger, the better. We got Savion Williams. We got to plow through these drafts. I don't want to keep Ty here all night. And there's Chris Paul Jr. So, no relation. He won't choke in the playoffs.
You would hope not.
Well, the other guy doesn't exactly have a good playoff history.
No, he doesn't.
Ooh, there's Damian Martinez. That's one of Kenny's favorite running backs there.
He runs hard. Get those tough yards.
Ooh, these guys are starting to go. I'm going to get a versatile defensive lineman here in Elijah Roberts from SMU. He's versatile. He can play edge or interior. And there you go. The defensive line is restocked.
Boom.
Now with young guys. There's Jordan James. That's that guy I like at running back. What pick we on? Still giving me, it only gave me a C+ for Chris Paul Jr. You suck. We're up pick 147, then we got 160, then we got some weight. Oh, there's Kobe Bryant. Upton Stout's actually pretty good too.
Yeah.
But he's small though. 5'9", 182. Kobe Bryant, he's 6 foot, 180.
See, that's good size. 5'9" is short. My goodness.
I'm drafting Kobe Bryant just because.
Yeah.
This next draft pick, I'm getting my guy, which it'll probably give me a horrible grade for. But I don't care. Aronde Gatson.
Good name.
Tight end Syracuse.
Okay.
He's he has very good ball skills, good route running. He's got to work on his blocking, but you can work on that. It gave me a C, so I'm not doing terrible. But we got 1, 2, 3, 4 defensive linemen. Currently a single offensive lineman, so maybe I'll get more O-line here. Wide receiver. This is as we're going to our next draft pick, which is here right now.
Okay.
Look, there's Trevor Etienne, running back. Oh, man, it's kind of slim pickings at this point.
Yeah.
That's fine. Trevor Etienne, huh? There you go. I drafted Trevor Etienne. Now we got our fourth running back because we go through running backs.
Yep. No, we're going to use them.
It gave me a B.
Okay.
That's not bad.
No, I like who you're picking.
Linebacker, all linebackers, running backs, and a corner. O'Donnell Fortune has dropped this far. Still haven't took a safety. But, or a QB. I'm going to take it. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not taking a quarterback. Because we got Tanner Mordecai. We don't need to take a quarterback.
No. Nope.
Right?
He can do it all.
Tyler Cooper, 6'6", 310. RAS score 8.4. That's not bad. Elijah Cox, no info. Marcus Ware, no info. All right, well, we're good. He's probably going to get cut anyway, so we'll take Tyler Cooper. I'm just
camp body.
That's exactly it. It gave me a B+ for him. Am I up to a B? Nope, it's still a B-. I don't pay attention. I shouldn't be paying attention to the grade at all, honestly. No. So it's all linebackers and running backs. What about special teams? Where's kickers? These guys giving the kickers no love. Look.
Oh, wow.
Kickers get no love. 6'2", 213, 4.57, RAS score 9.3. And no info. Apparently, they only go so far.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the truth. Well, we'll take the Wisconsin safety because we need guys for special teams. There it is. As it goes all the way to the Chiefs, and boom. Walter Nolan, Landon Jackson. Man, I would take this draft, honestly.
It's not bad, especially at the top.
I mean, you got some guys like this. Or Arondé Gatson II. He's a sleeper.
Mm-hmm.
And we're gonna have George Kittle for a couple of years, so there's someone for him to learn from.
Yep.
But yeah, I don't think I did too bad. I got a C for Arondé Gatson. I knew it wasn't going to do me too good there. But, I got a C for Walter Nolan and Demetrius Knight. Although Demetrius Knight is he's a pretty decent linebacker. A lot of people are saying, I'll just close on out of this. A lot of people are saying that there's a couple linebackers and there's a big drop-off. But that's yet to be seen. You won't know what the linebacker class is doing for a couple of years.
Until you get there.
All right, so what you got going on for the rest of the week, Ty?
East Coast Red and Gold show Wednesday night. Steph Sanchez is going to join us. Talk a little pre-draft and what she's thinking. So we're going to pick her brain a little bit. And that's it. Just enjoying the draft on Thursday.
I'll have to chug me a Monster coffee before that one, so I'm on fire. So as you know, folks, Corey Davis 49er Wednesday. Hopefully, we're going to be able to finish the Smasher Pass on the NFL Draft Prospects, and I actually mean Drafter Pass, not what you're thinking. Okay.
Get your mind out the gutter.
That's right. And then round 1, Thursday, it's going to be me, Levi. I know Kenny ain't going to be around, but we'll just have to tune in to see who else shows up. It's at least just going to be me and Levi.
All right.
Round 2, it's going to be me, Levi, Kenny, and probably joined by more.
All right.
And round 3, like I said, it's open to my friends. You can come in for a while and then leave. You don't have to stay all day, but I'll gladly take visitors during the draft here, But the madness starts Thursday, folks.
Thursday night.
And, as Corey Davis says, go 49ers and F all 31 other teams.
That's right. See ya.